can use doctors from any, you can just go to the doctor and say, yo, I got Medicare, and they will take you. So you can go to any hospital in the United States, I got Medicare, boom, they take you. But when you have Medicare Advantage, you might have a, what do you call it? Oh, they have doctors that are in an approved network. So you can only see particular doctors in an approved network. And many times what I have found is that if you ever go for treatment, like in the hospital, or those doctors come in to talk to you, it's best for you to ask them, the doctors, do you accept Medicare, or do you accept Medicare Advantage, or do you accept Aetna, or do you accept Blue Cross Blue Shield? Because they will come in, they will talk to you, then they will take the stethoscope, put it to your chest, and then they will bill you. They will be able to say that they treated you, that they came in as a doctor and talked to you, and then they will bill you. But it's very important for you to make sure that these doctors accept the insurance that you have. If not, you're going to get a separate bill at home that comes from the doctor or from the partnership that the doctor belongs to. And this is something I've definitely experienced. Your doctor comes in, hey, how you doing? My name is Dr. So-and-so. What seems to be the problem? Well, doctor, I got a problem with this here, that, yeah. That sounds good. Let me take off my stethoscope and put it to your heart. Okay, let me check your neck. Okay, let me take your, okay, all right, very good. Okay, I'll see you next time. They get paid because they actually did. They didn't just talk to you, but the mere fact that they put that stethoscope on you, that means that they provided a service for you. That stethoscope, just putting that stethoscope on you says that they provide a service. So sometimes it's best for you to say, I prefer for you not to. If they just come and talk to you and they're really not telling you anything, or it's not a doctor that can actually assist you, the best thing for you to say is, look, I prefer that I don't mind talking to you. Do you accept my insurance? If you don't accept my insurance, then I would prefer for you not to even see me. That's the best thing for you to do in that situation. So again, Medicare Advantage, it takes into consideration Part A, Part B, and Part D. So that's why they call it Part C. So at a glance, original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. Well, okay, so this is what I'm doing. I think I've given enough information on that because we're 15 minutes into the program. And so we want to go to another part of living in the upload life, and that is wealth, as far as the wealth is concerned. And again, these situations as far as uh, social media and artificial intelligence, it has benefits, but there are also uh, traps that as older Americans and as older pioneers that we can possibly fall into. And this is why we want to address this. And I've got this from a book that I received at the um there's a place called Senior Planet. I actually got this from the Congressional Black Caucus meeting that was in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago that American Muslim 360 and a New Day Community Radio attended. And Verizon was actually sponsoring this workshop on artificial intelligence. And as a matter of fact, it's called AI for Older Adults. And the person that was there gave me some very good information. And I told him, as a matter of fact, I saw him after the session was over. And they had a session and they were supposed to have another session. And I thought I was coming in a timely fashion to catch that session, but some kind of way they made a mistake on the scheduling. And the session that I thought was supposed to be available wasn't available. So I went to talk to one of the presenters that was still in the room. talking, and I told her, I said, I asked her, so, well, there's supposed to be another session. She said, oh, I'm sorry, we already had that session. I said, well, look, I need to talk to somebody because my name is William Kareem. I'm from American Muslim 360 and the New Day Community Radio, and we do a podcast and we talk to people, and I need to get some information, about artificial intelligence and social media because I do a program called Living an Upload Life, and I need some. And she said, oh, no problem. I said, yo, go over there and talk to so and so and so and so. He's got a lot of information. He's from Verizon, and he can give you a lot of information. So I did that. And when I went over there to talk to him, and I told him again, I told him the same thing. Yeah, my name is William Kareem. I'm from American Muslims Radio, a New Day Community Radio, and we're here. He said, "Oh, okay." So he started off telling me that AI and social media is the same for adults as it is for children that are just starting to get on the web. He said it's the same thing. He said, because when you start messing around with artificial intelligence and when you start messing around with the World Wide Web, it's like opening a door. And it's opening a door to your mind, okay, that takes into consideration what you see and what you hear. They start to work on what you see and what you hear with words to convince you about what they're saying is true. And so, because we are logical human beings, when we open the door to artificial intelligence or we open the door to the worldwide, to social media sites, and people say things, then we will use our own human judgment to say whether they're telling the truth or not, or we will use our own human judgment and look at the person that's telling us that. And if we trust this person, then we will actually, take in what they say as being a fact. So this can create a habit. And what is the habit that can be created once this door is open? Well, it can feed, okay? It can feed our understanding of things. And so then what we will do is we will start to depend on what artificial intelligence is telling us. We will start to depend on what the media, social media is telling us. So if there's I'm just going to take somebody, I'm just going to use uh, ABC News. I'm just using them, ABC News, because, we got CBS, we got all kinds of news programs, but we see ABC News and we see the person that we usually see on TV. Now we see them on social media. We see them on YouTube, or we see them on Google, or we see them on other sites. And we see that this person has said something. And because you believe, because I believe, because as senior citizens, we know this person because we've seen them and we trust what they bring to us. Then when we can form a habit of continuously going back to listen to what this person on ABC says, because there's a trust factor that's concerned with that. There's also another way that it happens. So there's the trust factor that winds up happening, and then there's another strategy that is used, and that is the strategy of fear. You said, well, what are you talking about, the strategy of fear? Well, what they'll say is something like, if you want to prevent diabetes, then use this product. If you want to make sure that you make $1 million in 1 week, then click on this link. So it's like, I don't want diabetes. Let me click on that link and see what they say. They told me that I might be getting diabetes. Let me click on this link. And there's a lot of that on social media, a lot of that on social media, where there's this fear factor that's involved. Quick remedies is also another piece. Clean up your veins by using this. This is the only This is the only, if you put these herbs together, you will clean up all your veins and you will clean out all of the plaque that's in your veins. You want to prevent heart disease, use this recipe, drink this, and your heart will become stronger. So that's another thing that they do as far as uh, uh, the social media and the internet. They work on with this idea of fear, this idea of how to get something for nothing, and especially as far as finances are concerned. Would you like to you want to make $1 million in 2 weeks? Well, let me show you how. That kind of thing. So and believe it or not, a lot of people go for it. And you saying, I wouldn't go for that. Yeah, you might not go for that, but you might go for a part. Look, somebody sent me something recently, and it said it was a fear tactic. What was it? Your your investment account. Your investment account has a possibility of, there's some abnormalities that's going on as far as your investment account. Click this link right here in order to make sure that everything is okay with your investment account. I'm investing something like $500 in an investment account, and then they come and they send me a link. Your investment account, there's some abnormalities going around. Click this link right here, in order to make sure that everything is okay. So it was like, my $500 in my investment account. It might be at risk. Let me go ahead and check this to make sure that my investment account, click. And then the next thing you know, things are not going well as far as your investment account because you know we wind up getting scammed. So again, uh, personal finance management is very important. Shopping and saving, long-term planning. Also, when you're talking about shopping, they will present pictures. You know, pictures are presented online. Of a very beautiful um, uh, a very beautiful suit for men or a very beautiful dress for women, and or it could be a very beautiful pair of shoes for men, or a very beautiful pair of shoes for women. You look at the picture and you say, oh, I like the way those shoes look. I've gotten caught in this too. Oh, I like those shoes. I like the way those shoes look. And so I go click and I pay the money. And then when they send me the shoes, I find out they're not shoes that are made of leather. It's got fake suede. It's got fake leather. It just looked like real suede and it looked like real leather, but it was really fake suede and fake leather. But I was able to get it for $20. Fake suede and fake leather for $20. So I thought I was getting a bargain, but I bought the picture. So this is, another way that, it becomes important for us to protect our wealth when we open the door to artificial intelligence, and when we open the door to social media. We have to be careful as far as that's concerned. And so, we're also talking about long-term management. People tell you, like if you protect your savings, take your 401k. If you had a 401k, you can invest it in this and everything will be all right. Insurance. Insurance can be a big scam too. I I got I took out an insurance policy. Guy came down to my job, insurance policy. And let me see, um I think I was 47 years old. Might have been 47. I might have been 50 years old. But I took out a policy, and it was a term policy. And this term policy, um, it was for 20 years. So, I did the calculation in my head. Oh, 20 years and 20-year insurance policy. That means, like I'm 47, I'll be 57 uh, uh, 57, 67. No, I think it was, I must have been older than, I must have been over 50. Because let me see, I must have been like 53. Yeah, I was 53 years old. So I'm 53 years old, and I said, yo, with a 20-year policy, that means I'll have this policy will protect me until I'm 73 years old. Yes, and I only have to pay under $50 for it for $100,000 policy. Oh, I'm going for it. So I went for it. Next thing you know, I get to be 70 years old, and they send me a letter and tell me that the insurance policy was canceled. And so I'm like, it's a 20-year policy. I got 3 more years left on the policy. But way in the back of the book, the insurance book, it said in bold letters, it said all insurance is canceled after 70 years old. It only goes up to 70 years old. So I lost 3 years on the policy. But it said they didn't tell me that part. They just told me the part about, yeah, you'll be covered for 20 years. And they allowed me to take out a 20-year policy. And I took out the 20-year policy, but they didn't tell me about that other little piece. That other little piece didn't tell me about it. But I was covered from 53 up until 70. But I had another 3 years on it. So they got me for that 3 years. They got me. So it's very important that to understand what's going on as far as the small print, as far as the small print is concerned. And that winds up being another problem as far as living in the upload life, because you have when you go to Apple and you want to download their music, they say that you have to agree to all of the terms and agreements that come with this service. And so they give you a whole list of terms and agreement. I mean, it'll probably take you 2 days just to read the whole thing. And then you have to go all the way down to the bottom and say, I agree. But someplace in that is the possibility that they've included something in there that's not to your advantage, but it's to their advantage. But because they made it so much print for you to read, and that you wind up agreeing to something that you that's not necessarily to our advantage. And this is one of the complications that goes with living in the upload life, that when you start to get into the upload life, you automatically start hitting I accept, I accept, I accept. The cookies, the whole idea about the cookies that are on your phone. In order for you to go to uh, some websites to say, I'm just using a newspaper, I'm just using a Daily News or New York Times or any other newspaper, and they will give you a headline. But then, and you say, oh, that's an interesting headline that I'd like to read about that because it has something about the government. Let me see what this says. And then you click it, and then what they do is they tell you that you have to subscribe. If you want to see this article, you have to actually subscribe. And you have to pay this amount of money for a subscription to the magazine. And another part that they do, which is especially as far as finances, we talk about wealth, because we talked about health, we talk about wealth. As far as wealth is concerned, one of the other pieces that they do is they say, well, we'll let you use it for 30 days. And this happens a lot. This happens in many times with these apps are for Paramount TV, for Apple TV, for sports channels. If you want to do that, well, we'll let you watch it free for 7 days. And then after that, then we'll automatically charge you $9.99. So you say, well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and watch it for the 7 days, and then, I'll subscribe. But then you forget. You forget. Next thing you know, out of your check comes $9.99. because you got was you with your busy life and with our busy life, we wind up getting. And I'm telling you, this is something that that has happened with me. So I mean, this is something that happens, and then once you get it, then it's like getting rid of it winds up being another problem. And then, like you have to go through all of these steps in order to cancel the subscription. And then in canceling the subscription every month, this 9.99 is coming out of your account. And then you say, well, I'm going to cancel it, but then you don't have time. You keep on moving around. I'm going to cancel it. The next month goes by, or I'm going to cancel it, but time goes by, and I'm going to cancel it. And so we wind up being in that kind of situation, whereas we are freely giving 9.99 to a service that we don't even use. And so, and this happens, this happens many times this happens. Uh, and so this is another piece that uh, we really have to be careful of. So now we have talked about health, we talked about wealth, and so we want to talk about self, okay? Learning about self-development, creativity, and community. Now, I want you to know that there are many uh, positive positive uh, developments that happen with artificial intelligence. There are many positive uh, opportunities or that we can get from social media. Many. We, as a matter of fact, we can upload our, if we see our little granddaughter, doing a dance, we can take our phone and take a picture and put it up online. We can take a video of our children, dancing, or it might be a celebration that happens, and we take a little short video of it and put it up online and share it with the rest of the world. It might be some information that happens as far as an event that's happening in the community, that's happening in the community, and we can take that and put it online and share with many people so that they can be informed about the event that's happening in the community, and that they can come to enjoy the festivities to that degree. There are many masjids that are online. They have an online a platform because they might have a website, or they might have a podcast, and especially as far as Joomla is concerned, and they wind up doing Joomla online. We know that that has happened, but there are also other parts that happen. Let me see. I do have a piece. Yeah, this was one that this is something that I wanted to share with you. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, so right now I'm sharing my desktop, and this is what now I'm doing this because what I want you to see is there are as far as self-development, learning and self-development, creativity, there as far as workout is concerned. And this is a video that talks about workout.
Hi, welcome to Go for Life, an exercise campaign from the National Institute on Aging at NIH. My name is Sandy McGrath. I'm a personal trainer and fitness instructor. We're going to do a sample workout, so you'll be able to watch me and follow along with Mitter, Irene, Griselle, and Jerry. For equipment, you'll need a sturdy chair with arms, two equally weighted objects, like dumbbells, soup cans, or water bottles, two tennis balls, and a towel. I'll be teaching at a more challenging level with Irene and Mitter, while Griselle and Jerry will do modified versions of the same exercises.
So this is one of the ideas that we're talking about. This here is exercise for senior citizens over 50, et cetera, et cetera. These are exercises that can be done, and these are one of the opportunities that that can benefit older Americans on that's on living in the upload life.
Always listen to your body. We're going to start with our warm up. Every time you exercise, you should always warm up
Yeah, notice the people in the background. Make sure you notice that.
before you start doing strength exercises. How's everybody feeling? Great. You guys ready to go? Yeah. Let's start with our warm up. Here we go. So we're going to start with a march. And so what we're doing is we're warming up the muscles and getting the blood flowing, raising the heart rate just a little bit. So you want to start out slow, and then you can just pick it up as you want to. So we're going to march for 4, 3, 2 more, and get ready. We're going to take it right to a step touch right now. Here we go. Step touch. Now, when you're doing your warm up, if you don't do it exactly like I do, that's okay. Because all we're doing is warming up those muscles. So you want to have good posture, abs in, shoulders back, and head up. We're going to do 4 more, guys. And 3. Last 2. We're going to take it back to a march. So march it right here. March it out. And we're going to do 4, 3, 2. Hold it right there. Feet are steady. Your feet should be shoulder distance apart. Take the arms up, loosening up the shoulders now. So take it up and down. Pick it up and down.
So what I want you to basically see is that there are exercise videos that are actually that can be a benefit to you. And here's another one. This one right here. This is another exercise. I want you to watch this one. Let me see how I could do that.
R.
All right, so this one right here is Tai Chi. This is a Tai Chi exercise. And so here we go with this one right here.
1, 2, 3.
What I want you to see is improve body coordination, make shoulders, neck, waist, and backs very comfortable. Invincible Hot Wheels. Let me I just want to see what it said. It said one exercise for the whole body. So it's like, oh wow, one exercise for the whole body. Let me go ahead and learn that because I don't want to be doing all these different exercises. Let me just do this one exercise. It'll be for the whole body.
R. 1, 2, 3, 4.
One exercise to exercise the whole body, okay? So there's another way for that to happen as far as exercise is concerned. But again, and it's not to say that maybe if you were able to do this exercise, and you can start off slow and you learn how to do the movements, and then as you move on and on, that you wind up being able to do the whole exercise. But here's another one. Here's another exercise, especially for people that are overweight. So I want you to watch this one right here. Well, so there's another one right there. That's for people who, would just prefer to be on the chair, but there are just many exercises that you can find on social media that's definitely a benefit for us. And so that's something that I think that that we should take into consideration. All right. Okay. So those are three, various parts of living in the upload life to take care of the health as far as the health is concerned. We talked about Medicare and Medicaid and the various plans that go on, especially with this 2026 booklet. Most of the time, if you're a senior citizen living in the United States, you probably are getting this booklet. I first saw this when I was down in Washington, D.C., and I was visiting my family, and I saw that, my family a member had one of these books, and I said, "Oh wow, I got the one for 2025. I got that one, but I didn't get 2026." And so I was like, "Oh wow, I haven't gotten 2026 yet." And then, a couple of days later, it showed up, in my mailbox. So and there's a lot of good information. If you have this book, don't just put it to the side. Open it up and read it, because the information they have in here is easy to follow. That's the way that they done this book this year. They made the information easy to follow. They show you what are the parts of Medicare, your Medicare options. They tell you the difference between original Medicare and these new Medicare plans that are happening these days. They tell you the difference between original Medicare and these Medicare Advantage plans. And then they start you off with telling you about these particular dates. Mark your calendar with these key dates. October 1st, start comparing your current Medicare health or drug coverage with options for 2026. And then from October 15th to December 7th, you can change your Medicare health or drug coverage for 2026 if you decide to. And then January 1st, new coverage begins if you made a change. And then January 1st and March 31st, if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, you can change to a different Medicare Advantage plan or switch to original Medicare. So and so these options it's important to know about these options. And I think that this year the Medicare has done a much better job than they did in 2025 or in the previous years, because they know that with senior citizens, that it can, these things have been, Medicare is getting more complicated. These Medicare Advantage plans are getting complicated, and especially with the current administration doing things like they say that they're going to eliminate, well, the federal government is saying that they're going to eliminate Medicaid, and they're going to eliminate food stamps. It's important to understand that um, when the federal government says that they're going to do it, it only means this, that the federal government is not going to send money to people. The state government may still send the money, the city government may still send the money, but the federal government is deciding to opt out of Medicaid and Medicare, because they were sending money, the federal government was sending money to Medicaid, to the Medicaid plan, and was sending money to the food stamp I don't know what they call it something else. But when I say food stamps, they were sending something to EBT. They were sending money to that also. And so the federal government has decided they're not going to participate anymore. However, the state government and the city government may still participate in it, because the federal government was sending money to the state government so that they could take care of the citizens to that degree. Okay, so that's important to understand as far as that is concerned. Um, as far as Medicare covering is, especially as far as the wealth is concerned, again, you know that right now the government is in a shutdown. It's been in a shutdown. I think this is the fourth day or something like that, fourth day, fifth day. The government is in a shutdown. And it sounds like, oh, the government is in a shutdown. So now, if you work for the federal government, so this is where your concern may be, because the government is shut down. However, if you work for the city or the state, or you just work for, one of the private companies, then you don't really have a lot to fear as far as that's concerned. Again, this is a political situation, but again, what's being done is this fear factor is being put in the air. Yeah, oh, the federal government, oh, shut down. Oh, there's a lot of politics that's involved in that situation between the Republicans and the Democrats. It's that kind of thing that's actually going on. So be very careful about the information that we actually take in on social media. Be very careful about that information that's taken in on social media, because a lot of the information that's taken in on social media can be really one-sided. Okay, so we have a hand up, and so I'm gonna go ahead and recognize the hand. Assalamu alaikum, Zoom user. I
Oh,
recognize you. Oh,
it's
that's
me.
Martha Nala. Assalamu
It's
alaikum.
Martha now. My other phone went out on me. I unplugged it in and I forgot to do my name on this one. Oh, I'm showing too much hair too. But
You
anyway,
you look
greetings of
good. It's
peace
a
to
good look. It's a
everyone.
good look. It's a good look, sis, on social media. It's a good look.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Now, one thing for sure, I've been trapped two times with signing up, thinking I'm signing up for storage on your phone,
Yeah,
more storage in your email. And right away, it clicks over to apple.com. And apple.com is recognizing you because because I use my Apple phone.
right.
So they right away, they was showing I paid $9.99. And then I did it for our organization on my for my Apple phone. Well, I looked at our organization bill, it said apple.com bill. And so I called them and they said, well, yeah. I said, well, it shows that Apple does movies and TV shows and all that. He said, yeah. He said, sometimes we'll do the Google storage too. I said, but it doesn't say that. And I said, and I have to prove to the board that I'm not just spending money loosely
Yeah,
for TV and movies.
yeah.
And so he said, I understand. He said, the best thing to do, and this is his advice, use google.com to get your Google storage. That way, you're not paying more than what you need to pay for that storage. So just passing it along.
Well, as far as your phone is concerned, if there's storage that happens, it's going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to you.
Okay. But when I,
Of course, the phone is actually under my plan.
yes,
Yeah,
but
so if there's storage, then it'll be under me.
but when I order,
Yeah,
go through ordering it specifically,
yeah.
and then the 9.99, it came out on our organization account saying that it was giving us Google storage for our Gmail.
Oh, for Gmail, yeah. But I mean,
Yes, for the Gmail. That's what I was
Apple
trying to do.
storage, no, it's not going to. For Apple storage, is going to go to my phone, but for Gmail storage, is going to your phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean to your account. Yeah,
yeah, but they outlined it as apple.com/bill on our organization bill. And
right.
I said, so they said they'll credit us the 9.99 back and cancel out the subscription. See, just like what you were speaking, you're
Yeah,
making out a subscription and not knowing it. So he
yeah.
said, go straight through Google, and that way you don't get the confusion.
Yeah. And see a lot and many a times what winds up happening, that's how they wind up, catching us, especially as far as um um uh, senior citizens is concerned. I have one I have to get rid of right now. I keep saying that I'm going to use it, and then that bill comes in. I say I didn't use it this month. I was like, oh God, I gotta go ahead, man, and cancel this. And then I don't use it, and another month goes past, and I said, oh, I gotta cancel this here. But I said, yo, but I got to use it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use it this month. And then I don't use
Uh-huh.
it. And then it's just the same thing over and over and over again. But, like I think that if it gets, real bad, that I probably will cancel it.
You will cancel it. Well, one more thing, and that is I'm a sports fan.
Yeah.
And I said I just want to watch it free because watching on television, I have Roku TV. So I had to wind up looking at playbacks or whatever they have, the screen, not the actual live game. Everything I clicked on from my phone was trial, trial.
Try. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then you sign up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
said,
how they
oh,
get you. Yeah. Yeah. So, one of the advantages that I find in getting on Google is that YouTube is that when the game plays, whether it's a basketball game, football game, they give you highlights of the game. So you don't watch the game live, but they'll just give you the highlights. And so that's what I usually do. I usually watch the highlights of the basketball game or watch the highlights of the football game. I don't, go ahead and because I don't want to watch the whole basketball game anyway. I mean, I like basketball. I like all the sports, but I don't want to dedicate all that time to it. I just want to know who won, who lost. That's it. Show me the plays that was good. Yeah, just show me those. Deprecia Hadi, assalamu alaikum. Your microphone, Sister Deprecia? She has her hand raised, but she's not answering. Deprecia Hadi, your microphone is not open. Anyway, yeah, so Sister Martha, very good, very good. Again, we have to watch our health, we have to watch our wealth. Watch out well, and go ahead and take care of ourselves, especially as far as exercise. Exercise is really important. And also, watching what we eat is important also. We have to be here as long as we possibly can and definitely have that cup of coffee in the morning. You got yours, I got mine. There you go. That cup of coffee, winds up being important. I have fruits. I have fruits that I'm using, and I'm deciding what I've decided to do is use my Ninja. Do you have a Ninja? Yeah. So I've decided to use my Ninja, and what I do is just take some raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, and put them all together, with some water, and just drink it down, as opposed to sitting there eating it, eating it, eating it, eating it to that degree. So, and it's fast and convenient to me. I'm not a person that likes to, stand over a stove and cook, you know, um, if my wife was here, if I had a wife, then I would be doing that. But because it's me by myself, I got to do things quick. I need something quick. So instead of frying an egg, I'll boil eggs. I'll boil eggs, sit them in the refrigerator when I want an egg. Just take an egg and just go ahead and do it. I'll go to the store and buy me some coffee in the morning, and yeah, I'm good. Even though I have coffee that I can make,
Mm-hmm.
I got coffee I can make. I got cream, I got sugar, and again, consciously, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and when you become conscious as far as these things is concerned, then you go ahead. Oh, I'm gonna make the coffee this morning. I'm not gonna go out and buy it this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and make it this morning. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure that I cancel that subscription. Oh, a month went past. Oh, well, I'm going to use it. Oh, a month went past already. Oh, I like that background. That is a nice background, sister.
Uh, and from Washington D.C. Remember, this
Oh,
was next to the hopscotch one.
right. Beautiful. That's a beautiful. And I saw the picture of myself, you, and Representative Andre Carson. So you was actually able to get the picture because the light was in your face. You was able to actually get that taken care of.
Whoever did, I don't know who did it, but they transposed it for Facebook or something
Yeah.
to to clear it up. I was surprised too. So when I put it on Facebook, I said, "Oh, that glare is not there."
Exactly. And that was because what I did, I put the picture up, but that part that was part of your face, I cut out that part on your face that was glaring so that they wouldn't see that, they didn't think that you was an Indian or something like that. But alhamdulillah, that
But we
was,
have to contact him too,
yeah,
so that we can interview, keep an update.
yes. Yes, we could do that. We had a wonderful time down there at the Congressional Black Caucus, and I still talk about it with many people here, and a lot of people don't know about it, sis. They don't know about, what was going on as far as the Congressional Black Caucus is concerned, and it's surprising that so many people were there that knew about it.
Mhm. Yes, go
And
figure.
yeah, and
And
but
you know that was just last week. It
it,
seems I say it seems like a month ago, but it was just
right.
last week, William.
Wow, isn't that something?
Yeah,
That's
last
just how
weekend. Not this weekend just passed, but it was just 1 week ago.
that's just how active our lives are. That there's so much that we are doing that's in our life that we actually we actually be like, man, that must have been 2 weeks ago with all the stuff that I've been doing. It must have been 2 weeks ago, but it was just last week. You're right. You know, so I want to say thank you. But Sister Martha, while we're here, let's talk
Mhm.
about some of the other programs and activities that's going to be happening today on American Muslim 360.
Oh, great. Yes. MAP 5 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Central, and 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific Coast Time. MAP 5 is Muslim American Power 5, but they discuss politics current and can attach it to why it is the way it is now and what can be done. And they bring on powerful guests. And we're looking to have private conversations, also, William, by the Honorable Cheryl Saduth recommendation, and Amatullah Elaji Sabri and Commissioner Emeritus Fleming Elamine. And so we're going to be looking into that, connect with you, as well as 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Optimal Health, speaking about health, with Imam Abdul Hafiz Shaheed. That's 5 to 7 p.m. And then ending with Imam Abdul Aziz out of Bronx, New York. He comes with Maya ala Kulli Hal, together under any circumstance, 7 to 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it, everyone. But in between everything, 10 to 1 is
10
with
to 1
a new
is
day for Al Islam
a
Community
look.
Radio.
That's right, with Ibn Yaqub Islam, and that is reviving the Quran and Sunnah today at 10 o'clock, 971-379-9162. 971-379-9162. So tune in. You'll find some very good information on there and some things that you want to talk about. Come on and talk about it. So thank you so very much, everybody. And tomorrow I will be here again, inshallah. With God's assistance, if God wills, I will be here tomorrow on Stories of the Lives of the Prophets by Ibn Kathir. We've already talked about Adam. We talked about the second prophet, which is Idris, and Christians' books is known as Enoch. And we talked about the third prophet, which is Noah, and we went in depth on Noah, and now we're on the fourth prophet, which is Hud or Hud. So we're going to talk about Hud and Hud and some of the things that he had to be done as the fourth prophet in the Islamic tradition. And so, until then, brothers and sisters, I'm going to give you the greetings of Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Unless Sister Tapresha Hadi had something that she wanted to say, because her hand is still raised. Well, I guess she's a
Well, she must have gotten a call in between.
must have.
Oh,
Yeah,
all the way from Flint, Michigan.
yeah. I said, well, okay. I said, well, we going on off then. I ain't gonna get to say nothing. But I ask this the next week, Brother William, because we press for time right now. And I just wanted to ask a question about that iPhone thing, you
Yeah, well,
know.
go ahead and ask you. We got a couple of seconds here, so you can ask the question.
Okay, so I hear people say Apple iPhone. Is it only Apple got an iPhone, or can you buy an iPhone from somebody else too?
Well, the original iPhone is from Apple. So when you get an iPhone from Apple, they are the ones that actually created the product. However, there are so many uh, resellers of
Mhm.
Apple iPhones now that may have bought used phones that have been used but are still good phones. They are just used. And so other people are selling used phones. Today we're on Apple's phone number 17. Okay, that's the newest iPhone. Right now, I have a iPhone 14 right here, and I have an iPhone 15. But now they're on iPhone 17. So there are many people that sell iPhones that were earlier versions of iPhones that you can buy. But the best one to get is the phone from Apple. If you get a phone from Apple, then that is the original. The other part that I'd like to mention is that if you have a service like Verizon or T-Mobile or one of the other services that offer internet connection, they will also sell iPhones. And so they will sell you also iPhones, and they have other phones beside iPhones. They also have Samsung phones also. So yeah, that but the original iPhone does come from Apple. Yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. I do appreciate you kindly.
Oh, and I appreciate the question because there may have been other people out there that had the same question. So thank you again, brothers and sisters. I really appreciate it. And I pray that Allah will bestow his mercy on me and bestow his mercy on you. And that, like if I said anything that I wasn't trying to be offensive to anybody, I wasn't trying to be offensive to our government or any of the newspapers or other products that I may have mentioned. It was only as far as example is concerned, is not to, disparage any products because some people out there that may be listening may like the products that I may have mentioned. So it's not to disparage, but just only to use as an example, because we as human beings have the ability to make our own decisions about what we're going to do and what we're going to believe. So that what we're doing here on American Muslim 360 is just sharing our thoughts and opinions as far as this concerned that may aid and assist our listeners as we move forward. And so with that, I give you the Muslim greetings of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you, and may Allah bestow his mercy on us as we move forward here in the American circumstance and on the worldly stage. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.